Hello everyone. I'm here today with Pam Bachner and Mike Getz, and we appreciate your attention to this first and perhaps a series of podcasts. The purpose of this podcast is to effectively and efficiently communicate with staff across the district, and specifically in this podcast, to update you on information related to the Common Core state standards. With the size of our district and the limited opportunities we have to gather together, we hope this mode of communication and presentation will be beneficial. So you've heard about the Common Core, you've looked at the Common Core standards, some of you have analyzed them quite deeply, most of you have started to align curriculum and instruction with these standards, and a few have even begun to revise assessments to be aligned with the standards. This is all good and very worthwhile work, and as a district, we are right on track with most other districts in making the transition to the Common Core. We are ahead of some and perhaps behind a couple. Our focus of this podcast is on the assessment piece and what that is going to look like. We thought that looking at some sample items will help us all to understand the shifts required by the Common Core state standards. Before we begin to describe and look at assessment items, it's important to understand that the Common Core, with 45 states adopting them so far, represent the most comprehensive K-12 curriculum reform that our country has ever experienced. It is said that no single document will have as much influence over what is taught in our schools than the Common Core state standards. You may be wondering how the Common Core state standards are a reform. When you look at the content, there's not a great deal of change from what we have been teaching. In some cases, content has just been moved to a different grade level. Money, for example, has been moved to second grade from first grade. The Common Core state standards, however, constitute more than grade level content shifts. The standards for both mathematics and literacy are designed to, if implemented correctly, engage students in higher level thinking, reasoning, problem solving, application, analysis, design, creating, evaluation, and more. Consider this: 25 years ago, 95% of our jobs required low skills in our country. Today, low skills jobs account for only 10% of our entire economy. New levels of literacy and higher cognitive demands are certainly required. These higher order thinking skills are what we need to make sure we are incorporating into our curriculum, instruction, and assessment. Do we engage our students in higher level thinking already? Absolutely we do. But do we do this as often or to the degree that the Common Core requires is the question. Beginning in the year 2014-15, our students will no longer take the MEP, but they will take an end-of-year assessment that is aligned to the Common Core. An organization called the Smarter Balanced Assessment Consortium is working on developing these new assessments. The assessments will be significantly different from MEP in a number of ways. First of all, they will be taken online and are supposed to be computer adaptive. This means that the computer will respond to a student's answer similar to the way STAR assessment works. If a student gets an answer correctly, the computer will respond with a different question than if a student gets an answer incorrect. These tests are scheduled to be administered in the last 12 weeks of the school year, and there will be a testing window period rather than a single day for all students to take the test. All students in grades 3 through 8 and 11 will take ELA and math assessments. Smarter Balance is also creating some formative assessment tools that educators will be able to utilize throughout the school year. There's not a lot of information available on these yet, but new information is constantly coming out, so we will do our best to keep you updated. Here's what we do know about the new assessments. First of all, each of the Common Core state standards for both math and ELA has been correlated to a depth of knowledge level. The depth of knowledge levels are like a simplified version of Bloom's taxonomy. Level 1 is the recall level. Level 2 is basic application. Level 3 leads into more strategic thinking. And level 4 is extended thinking. Included in your handouts today are some charts which correlate different types of thinking and tasks to each of these levels. We also know that the summative or end-of-year assessments will include different types of items, such as selected response, similar to what we know as multiple choice, constructed response. In some cases, these constructed response items are called extended response, technology-enhanced items, and performance tasks. The performance tasks are designed to be completed over a period of time, even over multiple days. At this point, it is in the plans that each grade level will complete 2 performance tasks as part of their summative assessment, and up to 6 performance tasks may be completed in grade 11. For English Language Arts, these performance tasks will include writing prompts. In just a few moments, Pam and Mike will take you through some of the sample assessment items that have been released by the Smarter Balanced Assessment Consortium for both Math and English Language Arts. However, remember, this is an informational update. There is no need for stress. We don't need to be overwhelming ourselves more than what we already are. And please don't think you need to be changing everything you do. We do great things here in Grand Blanc, and we, along with the rest of the country, will continue to work together, one step at a time, to prepare ourselves as educators and our students for this transition. And though we are going to be looking at sample assessment items in this podcast, please keep in mind that the bigger responsibility we have is to grow and develop our students' thinking, not just to pass a test, but to prepare them over time for the tasks that will face them in a world that needs highly skilled thinkers and problem solvers.